Hello, I'm Himakumari. I did my master's in organic chemistry. I got a gold medal for academic excellence and masters. I qualified in APSET. For today's demo, I would like to demonstrate about metals and non-metals. Materials. In the periodic table, we have 118 elements. All that materials classified into comes under three categories: metals, non-metals, metalloids. All S block, D block, F block elements. These are showing the properties of metals. Non-metals and metalloids. P block elements shows the properties of non-metals and 8 of it are having the properties of metalloids. Let us see what are the properties. Coming to metals, these are, let us first discuss few examples: lithium, sodium, potassium, gold, silver, platinum, iron, copper, zinc, etc. etc. Like non-metals, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, etc. Okay. Metalloids, we have 8 elements: boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, etc. Now, let us see the properties, physical properties of metals. These are having the shining surface that we call it as luster, that is metallic luster termed as, and they have the hard surface. Though they fall on the hard surface, they won't break. Okay, hardness. And when you hit with something, it gives the sound. It produces the sound that we call it as sonorous. That property is sonorous. And awesome properties out of this is malleability. We can make that material into the sheets. So that's the reason we are using aluminum foils for food packing, and on the sweets we are having some silver layer. So this, because of this malleability property, we are making the metals into sheets like iron sheets for different purposes. And another awesome property is ductility. So we are making the particular material and drawn some wires. We are making that material into wires. That property is scientifically termed as ductility. So due to that reason, we are having different ornaments with different designs. At the same time, in electrical purposes also, we are using this copper materials. Out of all this, and another awesome amazing properties of the metals is they can conduct heat as well as electricity. Due to the presence of the free electrons, these two properties exhibited by the metals. Okay, so due to that reason, in all electrical appliances and for cooking ware, we have this, we are using this metals. Coming to non-metals, the quite opposite thing. Those are non-lustrous, they are not produce any sound, they become powdery on hitting with something. At the same time, these are non-malleable, non-ductile, and those are also poor conductors of heat as well as electricity. So in case of for using the insulator substances, we can use this non-metals. In, for example, cooker handles, okay, for holding something, and electrical wires, outer substance, we are using the non-metal substances. But there are some exceptions, because only based on physical properties we can't judge whether it is a metal or non-metal. Those exceptions are iodine. It is lustrous substance, but it comes under the category of non-metal. At the same time, diamond, this is having hardest material and also having the lustrous, but it is not a metal. It is an allotrope of carbon that again comes under the category of non-metals. So for that purpose, we have to see the chemical properties to judge about a metal or non-metal. Let us see the chemical properties. Here let us go discuss about reaction with air, water, and with an acid, and with some salt solution, metallic salt solutions. So before go ahead with this, here metals show exhibits the different reactivity order. That means all the metals not reacts in the same manner or with the same speed. So based on that, we have an series with more reactive metals and less reactive metals. Let us discuss about that series. Here the order in metals, especially in metals, is sodium, potassium, sodium, barium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, nickel, tin, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, gold, platinum. Okay, so in order to remember this, we have a shortcut. PSBC. Please study basics in chemistry. Mesenteric medicine is cheap. P means potassium, sodium, barium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, nickel, tin, lead. So remember, this is very useful for knowing about the basic characters, as well as to compare the basic characters, acidic characters, reducing agent and oxidizing agent nature, at the same time more reactive, less reactiveness. So for example, when it reacts with the oxygen, all the metals gives metallic oxides. Those are having the basic nature. So these basic nature we can compare which is strong base, which is weak base. For example, we have potassium oxide, that means KO2, and sodium oxide, NaO. In order to compare the basic strength, sodium oxide is the weaker base when compared with the potassium oxide. The reason is we can compare based on this series. Okay, at the same time, to add to this oxides, if you add the water, it gives the hydroxides. This hydroxides basic strength also we can compare according to this series. More reactive elements having the more reactive elements, that means this side, left hand side, these having the strong basic strength than this less reactive ones. Next, reaction with water and acid, both having the like similar ones. On addition of water on the at the same time addition of acid, they convert into the particular oxides with the release of hydrogen gas. In case of water, they convert into the particular salt with the release of hydrogen gas. When you put in a splinter, it gives the pop sound. And another important measure is the displacement reaction, that we can simply say with respect to this order. Here, the statement for this is the more reactive metals can displace the less reactive metals from its salt solution. Okay, see an example. Here I am taking in copper sulfate solution in a beaker that is in green color. To that I added a zinc petals, white color. After some time, what I observe is the green color solution is completely changing to colorless. Some brown pellets are observing at the bottom. What is the reason for that is, here the displacement is happening. Zinc is more reactive metal, which is displacing the copper, which is the less reactive metal. You can observe here in this series, it is on the right hand side, that is less reactive side. Okay, so that's the reason zinc is displacing the copper from its salt solution, finally leads to this. In another beaker, I am taking zinc sulfate and the copper. Zinc sulfate is a colorless solution. To that I am adding a brown copper nail. Then what I am observing, even though time is goes on, but there is no reaction is happening. The reason behind this is the copper is less reactive metal. It cannot displace a high reactive metal like zinc. You can observe from the series. So that's the reason here no reaction is happening. So by taking any set of any two metals, here whether the reaction happens or not, you can easily judge by this easy trick of PSBC. Please study basics in chemistry. Mesenteric medicine is cheap. So relate the elements. So this is the brief about the chemical properties of metals as well as the physical properties. Thank you. Thank you so much.